Que me engañes más, no implores más, no me busques más, escucha este consejo, no vuelvas a engañar en el mundo jamás. Ay, 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 como ayer, como ayer, como ayer.
Well, good morning if it's morning, good evening if it's evening, and good night if it's night. And a big hearty salam alaikum to each and every one of you that's listening to us now, or will be listening to us in the archive. I gotta tell you, today is Shango's feast day, November the 4th. I am so happy to be here with you. I am so happy to have this wonderful Risha crowned and finally getting to know who this Orisha is. I've often sit back and look back on my journey. My journey has been more than 30 years in the making. I received my warriors more than 30 years ago. I received Oclock more than 30 years ago. And through this journey, I have never claimed to know Orisha. The mysteries of this wonderful Orisha are still being shown to me. I never felt that I had the right to speak about it. In this day and age, when everybody pulls out names and gives themselves their own head Orisha, I am going to tell you something. Until you have Orisha placed on your head, until you are initiated into a certain Orisha, you will never get to really know that Orisha, or the impact that that Orisha will have on your life. Many people claim to know things, make themselves self-appointed experts on Orisha. Just because someone has pulled them on the mat and told them, well, this is your Orisha, or an espiritista told them, hey, I believe this is your Orisha. Orisha is not truly recognized or felt or lived until it's been placed on your head. I had no idea who Shango was 2 years ago when I went to Cuba to get initiated. I had no idea about the power of this Orisha. I did not know the blessings that this Orisha would bring into my life. So I ask you all to do due diligence, to take your first steps, to examine this world. I am truly humbled and blessed that I received this gift, that he accepted me into one of his children. Some say your crown is placed on your head way before your birth. Maybe it was. But as the Christian church says, I was born again the day they gave me my crown. I love this crown. I love this Orisha. I love the manifestations that it has brought into my life. The certain calmness. The knowing that all my so-called enemies are not mine, they're his. I say Maferefun, Chango. Blessings to you, my king. So I tell you guys, today is Chango's feast day. So with that, we'll play a little music and I'll tell you a little bit about this wonderful, wonderful Orisha. I'll be right back. Well, I am Candelo Kimbisa, and this is It's 12 o'clock somewhere, and I'm so happy to be with you here on this Shango's feast day. I gotta tell you that I had a conversation the other day on Facebook. I put a post up that says, a brujo is born and not made, and he is born, or she is born, from another brujo. And people took that as in having bloodlines and having book knowledge or having this or having that. The reason I say that is because as I sit here and I remember all my initiations, they were all times of rebirth. Even my tutelage in conjure and hoodoo. Until you take or you are taking up under someone's wings and you are shown the ways of their ancestors or their lineage, you will never be truly right in your spiritual work. Yes, to some people it comes naturally. Yes, to some people, and they are ancestor driven. But the majority of people that take this walk of life have gone up under someone else. Someone else has taken the time to initiate them, teach them, build them, and expand their ancestral memory. Well, today is Shango's feast day. And most of you have been wondering, what's happening, Candelo? Why haven't you been on? Well, guys, it is the end of the year. And during the end of the year, there's a lot of spiritual work to be done, a lot of investigations to be done. I've been brushing up on my yearly readings, which people are knocking down the door for. It is an intact week by week or month by month reading that I give to people to outline what is going to come up on the next year. So as I get closer to the end of the year, things will start getting more and more busier at the Le and in the Manaso. So let's get back to Shango. I am reading to you from the Ita, the mythology of the Yoruba religion by Oba Ikun. You guys should pick this up the same way you guys have been picking up The Adventures of High John the Conqueror by Stephen Stanfield. I've gotten many messages, many phone calls telling people and thanking me about this book. Well, don't thank me about The Adventures of High John the Conqueror. Thank Stephen Stanfield and thank the elders who have kept these stories alive. Well, again, today I read from you from the mythology of the Yoruba religion by Oba Ikun. This is a book in English. I would tell all of you to, if you have the chance, please do pick it up because there's a lot of odus in here and there's a lot of stories of the Orisha. Well, today, since it's Shango's feast day, I want to share with you the part of Shango. Shango, god of thunder, fire, and war. Shango, the Yoruba's god of thunder, is one of the Orishas with the most large number of followings. His prompt actions and destructive and severe made him feared and respected. That is why his cult is one of the most extensive and influential in the Yoruba territory. As they want to befriend this party, Shango did not come from heaven. They say he was a king who gained a great deal of power through his subjects, thus causing his engarment. This belief is erroneous. There is one Orisha who truly came from heaven. It was Shango. In several of his facets, he has made this very clear. His first stay on earth, which goes back when he was known as Osabeyi, which is also Odua personified, occurs at the beginning of the earth's creation. He is the most popular Orisha in the Yoruba pantheon. His fame expands throughout the world. He is the only Orisha that is known throughout Africa as well as Cuba, Brazil, Haiti, and the modern-day America. Shango was the most powerful was almost as powerful as Obatala. He is known by different names because he is an Orisha who's traveled the whole African continent and was baptized with different names in different regions he stopped. His best known names are Alafi, Yakuta, Yaboroso, Oba Lube, Oba Anina, and etc. He is the god of thunder, fire, and dance. He is passionate god of the drums. He is festive and violent, and his perfect representation of the male sex. Is impertinent womanizer, untiring adventurer, god of freedom, psychic by Olodumare's mandate, a warrior who won all battles. His priests are born psychics. They have Ache in their bodies. They do not need to type. They don't need any type of oracle to predict the future as they acquire the gift through his guardian angel. During the playing of the drum, he descends. He is an Orisha who receives the most renditions, and usually other Orishas descend after him. It is necessary to make it clear that Shango's children are born with war on their heads. That is why some love him and follow him, while others hate and envy him. Like it or not, he is a conqueror. And when it is said, Kawo Kabiosile, as a sign of respect, you will lift your behind and to finish Maferefun Chango all days. Remember, this reading comes from Ita, the mythology of the Yoruba religion, by Oba Ekun. Please do pick it up. You're gonna enjoy it. I'll be right back. Yes, that is one of the most powerful voices in salsa. Was Ibae Ibaen Tuno, La Lupe, singing Elube Chango. I gotta tell you guys, as the year comes to an end, next year will be a busy year for us at the Conjure Galas and, of course, the Conjure Caravans. I will be visiting Atlanta in late January. So guys, if you want to check me out at Look at Mojo. If you want to get a reading from me or anything like that, do check that out. We also have dates set for the Conjure Gala in Salem, Massachusetts. It will be sometime in June. I can't remember exactly what it is. And I will also be at the St. John's Feast in New Orleans with Hoodoo Zen Moisey, Ifai Bayu, Mama Star. So many people are going to be there. Ugan Hector is going to be there. So guys, do check us out, man. So we will be first in New Orleans for the St. John's Feast, and then after that we'll be doing a Conjure Gala in Salem, Massachusetts. Then after that, of course, is our mothership that will be in Denver, Colorado at the Mile High Conjure Gala. So do check us out. You know I cannot do a show or finish a show without speaking of this wonderful book that I've always read from daily. It's not a big book, but it is a book that teaches. And I've heard that certain people have taken to reading these books, these stories to their children. Young and old alike are enjoying the stories of High John the Conqueror. The Adventures of High John the Conqueror by Stephen Stanfield. I really do love this book, and it teaches me so much things daily. So today's story from The Adventures of High John the Conqueror by Stephen Stanfield is John in Court. One day, John was caught stealing red-handed, and he found himself in a courtroom with two white men who'd also been accused of theft. John usually had some sort of excuse ready to roll off his silver tongue of his, but this time he had been caught clearly, and there was nothing he could think to say about it. John was deeply worried, and with good reason. If found guilty, he could be sentenced to hard labor or a good amount of jail time. He sat there in the courtroom waiting for his turn, desperately trying to come up with something that could keep him out of jail. But all he could think about was a story he had heard recently. The story was about old Sis Goose. She was floating around the pond as graceful as a swan when she came close to the cattail patch at the edge. Suddenly, Bear Fox grabbed her and said, "I got you now, Sis Goose. I'm going to break your neck and make you a fine dinner out of you." "Wait a minute," protested Sis Goose. "This is freedom time now, and I've got as much right as you do to be here. That's what the law says. Let's go to court, and let's let the judge decide." That was fine by Bear Fox, so together they went down to the courthouse. When they got there, Sis Goose saw the constable was a fox, the lawyers were all foxes, the judge was a fox, and the jury was nothing but foxes. Sis Goose had her trial, just like the law said she could, but at the end of the court, they decided that it was perfectly all right for Bear Fox to break her neck and to eat her. That was the story. High John was beginning to feel more like Sis Goose. John was never one to run from fire until he saw the smoke. But it did seem like the smoke was getting closer and closer. He decided to sit quiet-like and watch what happened to the others that went before the judge. The first man stepped before the bench. "You have been accused of stealing a cow," said the judge. "How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?" "Not guilty," said the defendant. "I've owned that cow ever since it was a little bitty calf." "Case dismissed," said the judge. The next man came forward, and the judge said, "You have been accused of stealing a horse. How do you plead, guilty or not?" "I am not guilty, Your Honor. I have owned that horse since the time it was a young calf." "Case dismissed," said the judge. Finally, it was John's turn. "John," said the judge, "you've been accused of stealing a wagon. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?" "Not guilty, Your Honor," said John. "I've owned that wagon ever since it was a wheelbarrow." There was so much laughter in the courtroom that no one was ever sure what the judge said, but it can be sure, you can be sure, that John never went to jail. Remember, guys, that these are the adventures of I, John the Conqueror by Stephen Sandfield. Pick up a copy. Read it to your children. I'll be right back.
Ayante kumbele koima, koima, koima. Ayante kumbele koima, ante kumkwaniye.
Ayante kumbele koima, koima, koima. Ayante kumbele koima, te kumkwaniye.
Ayante kumbele koima, koima, koima. Ayante kumbele koima, de kumkwaniye.
Ayante kumbele koima, koima, koima. Ayante kumbele koima, te kumkwaniye.
Ayante kumbele koima, koima, koima. Ayante kumbele koima, de kumkwaniye.
Ayante kumbele koima, koima, koima. Ayante kumbele koima, te kumkwaniye.
Ayante kumbele koima, koima, koima. Ayante kumbele koima, de kumkwaniye.
Ayante kumbele koima, koima, koima. Ayante kumbele koima, te kumkwaniye.
Oruko kumabo abo, kumambo. Oruko kumambo abo, alafi sekera.
Buruku kumambo abo, kumambo. Buruku kumambo abo, alafi sekera.
Oruko kumambo abo, kumambo. Oruko kumambo abo, alafi sekera.
Buruku kumambo abo, kumambo. Buruku kumambo abo, alafi sekera.
Oruko kumambo abo, kumambo. Oruko kumambo abo, alafi sekera.
Buruku kumambo abo, kumambo. Buruku kumambo abo, alafi sekera.
Yes, sirree, Alafi, another name, or Chango. Believe it or not, there is only one road of Chango. While other Orishas have many other attributes and names, yes, Chango may have different names, but not different paths. There is only one Chango. Only one. That makes me so proud to be his child, to have him crowned on my head. Remember that I said earlier today, brujos are born and not made. And they are born from other brujos. Not meaning that this path is not for anyone, but find yourself a teacher. Find you someone that will guide you in this path. Yes, your ancestors are fine. And if you want to be a spiritualist or a type of medium, if you want to enlighten yourself, of course you start with your ancestors first. For that, you don't need any initiation. But to be who you have to be in these types of religions, you do need to get initiated. I cannot stress the fact enough I ask you all to do due diligence and find me your godparents. See, son, children, what I have learned in all this time that I've been doing this is that sometimes your initiator is not going to be there with you for the rest of your life. They're only there to initiate you. They're only there to hold your hand for the first part of the initiation. And if you're in your land, there is no water. If in your land there is no sunshine, you can jump the ocean to where the sun will shine for you. That's one of the hardest things that most godparents and godchildren have to learn these days. That some people, and even godchildren and godparents, stay inside your life only for a season. They're not supposed to be there forever. Every head has his own destiny. Every head is his own world. Every teaching teaches someone differently. But I am grateful for having what I have, and you should be grateful for having what you have. Step by step, you will reach what you want. I in no way try to say that I am a scholar. I am merely a student. I still am learning, and so should you. This is It's 12 o'clock somewhere. I hope you're enjoying this little broadcast on Shango's feast day. Lord knows I've been busy. Now let's make you busy. How about getting up and dancing a little bit to Milton Cardona's Bembe. I'll be right back.
Mere wo timbo lo de, mere wo timbo. Mere wo timbo lo de, mere wo timbo. E pioso mere wo timbo lo de, mere wo timbo quelea.
Where are those children of Ogun at?
Mere botimbo lo de, mere botimbo, e bioso mere botimbo lo de, mere botimbo quelea. Ah, mere botimbo quelea. Ah, mere botimbo quelea. Ah, mere botimbo quelea.
That was Milton Cardona with his Bembe Ayano. I hope you guys are enjoying this day because I am. I'm going to make a trip to the Botanica today. I got to make a trip to the river, and I got several things to do. But before I do that, I want to send a quick shout out to everyone that is listening to us live. I see Ifa Ibeyu from Love Supply Botanica has joined us, and I also see Yvette the Motown Witch. I see Miss from the MotownWitch.com. Sorry. I also see Miss Maggie has joined us. How you doing, Miss Maggie, over there in cold-ass Omaha, Nebraska? I know it is freezing. I also see Mr. Obotala has joined us. Miss Nancy has joined us. How you doing, sister? And Miss Chantel from Oh So Divine from the beautiful UK. Guys, it has been a plum-pleasing pleasure, as my friend Ifa Ibeyu says. Ifa Ibeyu will be in Omaha, Nebraska in February, guys. So do go check her out. Go see what she has to do. She's going to give a class. She's going to have readings over there. Guys, check her out. I also want to send a quick shout out to our people at Conjure, New Orleans. Oh, yes, Mama Star and Hoodoo's and Moise. Man, I know they're listening now, and I know they have it turned up. Also, for our people at the Conjure Shop in beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. Thank you guys for tuning in each and every day and listening to me rant and listening to me do my thing. Remember, guys, we have several places lined up for the new year. Please do not invite me to any New Year's parties because I choose to spend it with my Orisha and my ancestors. Each and every year for the last 15 years, I've been spending time with my Egun actually on New Year's. It's a time to reflect and give them thanks for letting me strive in this spirituality and to reflect on things of the past and leave things of the past in the past and get ready for the new year. Guys, if you're getting ready for that new year and you don't know what's on the horizon for you, please do hit me up and get your yearly reading from me. It is a month-by-month reading that will leave you enlightened and will leave you with a blueprint for your next year. Guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming by. It's 12 o'clock somewhere today and hanging out with old Candelo Kimbisa. The festivities here still are going on in the Munaso. We have people coming in from all over the place. Yesterday we put out offerings as we waited for the coming of Chango's feast day. And it was very enlightening. I want to send a big, hearty thank you for my Oba for coming in from Miami and hanging out with me and showing me new things. I got to tell you guys, this has been a whimsical year. Good and bad, and sometimes more bad than good. But I do thank Chango each and every day for blessing me. I thank my ancestors for blessing me, for helping me get through the bad times. And as Chango would say, helping me enjoy the good times. Guys, remember, you are special in this microcosm of a universe. It's only small compared to the rest of your spiritual life. I ask you all to remember your ancestors today, to find yourself a teacher, to be born again in spirit. Find your spiritual path. Lord knows I did. As always, may all the eguns and shadows that accompany you have all the necessary light. From where I sit, that's it. Join me again on It's 12 O'Clock Somewhere.
Como por y vale, un chango, lo mío. Como por y vale, un chango, lo mío. A la dola, aquí la dola, guara, un bajo chile. Uruta, guambowi, bam, loro, por un oca, mei, por un oca, mei, guolo, tu mare. A to fingo yo, agua que te lepe, oh, que te huela, ve, oh, patele, el agua loriza, oh, patele, el agua loriza, oh, patele, el agua la to, y lupo guaye, oh, pavoso, Siete rayos me lleva 7 leguas, 7 siete leguas pongo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7
Digo,
leguas.
7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas.
Oh, 7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas.
Oh, yo 7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas.
Ah, rayo pato un congo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas.
Arriba por abajo ponte, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas.
7 rayos allá en la Pama, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas.
Oh, yo 7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas.
7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas.
Chango, cabieci lego, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas.
Oh, yo 7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas.
A rayo pato un congo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7
7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas pongo.
7 rayos me lleva 7
7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas pongo.
7 rayos me lleva
7 leguas, 7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva
7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me
A
lleva
rayo pato un congo, 7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva
Adiós, si le mi chango, 7 leguas, 7 leguas pongo.
7 rayos me lleva
7 leguas, 7 leguas pongo, 7 leguas.
7 rayos me lleva 7 leguas.
Ya la vi, le me, ya balan, balan. Pero, que estaba llorando una niña, que estaba llorando una niña, a las orillas del río, viendo las amarguras de este mundo tan traidor. Y ella le imploraba a Dios. Ella le imploraba a Dios, solo pidió bájala. Pero nadie la escuchaba. Pero nadie la escuchaba. Y ella decidió volar. Ya la vi, ya balan, balan. Pero, oh, yo, abuela, tiñosa abuela, ¿cómo va a volar? Oh, ¿cómo va a volar? Oh, yo lo pillo batana. Tiñosa, ¿cómo va a volar? Tiñosa, va a volar. Niña abuela, abuela ya. Oh, yo lo pillo batana. Como vuela ya. Vuela, vuela ya. Oh, yo lo pillo batana. Niña, ¿cómo va a volar? Oh, yo lo pillo batana. Vuela, como vuela ya. Vuela, niña, vuela ya. Vuela, ¿cómo va a volar? Ole vallejo, ole baguace. Ole baguace. Ole baguace. Ole baguace. Ole baguace. Y tú cole baguace. Niña, mira cómo va a volar. Ole baguace. Ole baguace. Ole baguace. Niña buena, cómo va a volar. Macetono ya lo de macetono. Macetono
This episode of It's 12 O'Clock Somewhere was brought to you by Jungle and by all his children adopted and born. Have a great day, everyone.